Hey, welcome back to Shane's Main Shop. Today I'm doing a quick review of the the auto screen for your car. This thing's pretty handy actually. I will tell you, it's very easy to set up. All I have left to do is run my wires in behind, and every vehicle is going to be different, so I figured there's no need to show that. You can tuck them up in your windshield, or you can go up over, if you have your camera mounted up high, you can tuck them up in your headline or stuff like that. So that's up to you how you want to run that, but you can see here I have it set up so I can see out the front and the back, and that's right now it's recording, so it's a camera for when you're driving. If something were to happen, it's recording it. That's also going to help you out in an insurance situation to kind of prove who was right or wrong. But that's not all it does. It does a bunch of stuff. In fact, I have it hooked to my phone, which is very easy. I just went into my phone settings, followed the information on the user's manual to set up the Bluetooth connection, and you can see it's right there. But it's very self-explanatory, and it does Apple or Android, but then you can use this unit to send messages, whatever, answer phone calls, all kinds of stuff. So it's really handy that way. You can see here, this is the DVR, which is doing the recording. If I click on that, that's where your screen comes up, and you also have a choice of you want your screen layout. If you want to have full screen on one camera, you can do that by selecting this button right here. Now you have full front, full back, or both again, so you have that option as well. And you can see we got nice rear view. It has a nice, pretty good wide angle, and this front one's definitely a nice wide angle, which you want to, so you capture as much information as possible in case you need it for something. Also, it can be used as a backup camera, so if you're backing up and your car doesn't have one, you certainly can use this, especially if it's in full screen mode. It gives you a really good view. But of course, you know, use your mirrors and stuff too. Don't rely on just cameras. What else it has? It does have the map too. If you want to go into the map setting and find, oh, there's your screen brightness. So let's see here. I think you can scroll over and you can do music, video, which I have not done yet. All kinds of things. Let me get into the map mode. So here we are in map mode, and I scrolled it way away from my location because I didn't want to pinpoint my address. But if you are where you are, it'll have a little dot indicating your current location. And of course, you can use it to set up a map, just like you can a GPS system for traveling. So that's pretty handy. You can click on this, and it's going to give you not your map. It's going to give you all your options of what you want to do, and so you have your choice of going to your phone, map, messages on your phone, music, smart screen, podcast, calendar settings, all kinds of stuff that you can go into Pandora, and then go from there, and you can decide what you want to do. And you can see there's more things over here. You have Skype, Scrib. These are apps that are on my phone, and it might be different apps on your phone, of course. And then back over here is your map. Also, while you're on the screen, you can choose to go back and forth from this to your map just by clicking this button right here. Once again, I don't want to click it because it shows my address, and I don't want to give that information out, of course. But all your other stuff is on here. You can select from and you know, do what you need to do. Another thing you can do when you're in here is you can go into settings, and you have a few options. Once you get in there, you can see you have drive and focus, announce messages, appearances, wallpapers, series suggestions, show album art, and a couple others. You do have the up and down key right over here. You can use to select, but for example, you can go into driving focus here. You can see once you're in here, you can activate with CarPlay. And what this does, it tells you right here, it'll silence some alerts and notifications, and incoming calls will not be silenced while using the CarPlay. So if you have a phone call coming in, it's going to come through anyways. So you have some options. You know, you can go in here and change some of these settings. So go back to settings, and once you get there, you can go and choose some of these other options as well. So this thing has a lot of different options and things you can do with it. And of course, you have the button down here. It's going to take you back. And then of course, if you push the home button, you come back to this home setting. If you push it again, it'll scroll over automatically for you to show you the other two options. And if there was more in here, it would indicate that right there. But you just push that again, it'll tell you, take you back to the first screen, again, back to the home setting. Now, another thing, you can go down into here. This has a lot of different things you can change. Down inside here, you can see you have record resolution, split time microphone, reminder tone, all kinds of stuff. You can format, date and time, language, change all this, voice control. So lots and lots of stuff. And then if you really mess everything up, then you can always do a factory reset. And then you can, of course, check on your firmware version as well. So many things in here you can choose to adjust, leave alone. Really, it can be set to your liking once you get this thing set up properly. For example, if I click on date and time right here, it's going to bring you up a calendar and all kinds of different options. Now, another thing that's pretty handy, if you want to use this as a backup camera, you can actually operate your reverse lines. Click on that, and then it shows you your reverse lines there, and it just gives you the instructions too. So another great thing that you can use, and just once you're done, you can confirm or cancel it, and you're good to go. And then you end up right back at the screen here. Well, let's assume you had a little mishap and somebody cut in front of you, and you need to show a police officer what had happened. You can go into playback mode right here, and it's going to give you all the files that were saved, and then you just go ahead and push playback right here, and it's going to bring it right up here on the screen. You can hear me talking, so it records the voice as well. The other thing, if you notice, it plays every 3 seconds here. You can see the counter down there, and that can be adjusted too. So to change the intervals of how it records, you go into split time here, and you'll be able to see right now it's set for 3 minutes. You can do 1 minute or 5 minutes. I'm guessing that the shorter you have it, it's going to record more. So you have that option as well. All right, so just to wrap this up, overall, this is a pretty good little unit. Once you get it set up, like I said, I got to mount this thing, and I'm doing this in one vehicle, but I've decided I'm going to do a permanent mount into a different vehicle, and that's why the wires are not tucked away and I don't have it fastened down. But that's here nor there. It really depends on what vehicle you want to put it in. But for the purposes of the function, I tried to show you all of that, or at least quite a bit of it. It does a lot of stuff. You're going to have to play around with it when you get it. But it's definitely pretty handy, pretty cool. We're going to be putting this into an old 65 Mustang, which doesn't have any electronics, so it's going to be a great asset for that particular vehicle. It's going to upgrade the vehicle a little bit to stuff that, you know, the newer cars have. So yeah, overall, a pretty good little unit. I wish the user's manual had a little bit more information in it, but if you play around with it long enough, you'll get it figured out. It does give you at least the basics to get you started. So yeah, definitely a pretty handy little thing. Thanks for swinging by Shane's Main Shop. Please like, subscribe, comment, come back often for more videos. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.